What's up, ladies and non-ladies? It is Serial Killer back again with some ToaH action for you. This time we're going to be taking a swing at double Akroma on 87 hard. So this is as hard as double Akroma can ever get. It can't be on a higher floor. 90 through 100 are reserved for the bosses and their slaves. So 0 through 90 is always random, or at least shuffled based on the boss positioning. And this is something that I want to try on Leo Ragdoll. So when I get there, I'm going to be trying something similar to this, but that is what actually inspired me to try it on Akroma. I want to try Grago and Fire Anubis, aka Cookie, on Leo Ragdoll. I think I might be able to handle Leo Ragdoll like that instead of just blindly throwing monsters at Leo Ragdoll until he dies like I normally do. So this right here will be trial run 1 and hopefully give us an idea of how well that's going to work. Normally for double Akromas, I'll bring either a Basalt or a Veromos tank, stick in a bunch of healers, and maybe a Brian for revive, and then it is very much a very tedious turn by turn, holy crap, I hope that Akroma doesn't kill me, and everyone I've ever met, like forever. It's a floor where I can go into it and go, okay, I'm probably going to win this in one shot, but it's not like comfortable. It's really obnoxious and annoying and slow, and because of the precision needed, you have to manual the whole thing, or at least I do the way that I've been doing it. And the idea with this team right here is I'm going to manual this to get this Zaiross down, because you see this Zaiross is kicking the shit out of my Mav. And you'll actually see my Veromos has taken a pretty sizable amount of damage, but that's just because, or at least I'm hoping it's just because the Mav is stealing all of the bubbles. I'm hoping once I get this Zaiross down that the Akromas do a insignificant amount of damage to the Veromos. If they do, I want to try to either auto both the Akromas or at least auto one of the Akromas. With my normal Akroma team, I manual it all the way through, and I've tried to just push auto and let them go when there's only one Akroma left, and it's super sketchy, scary mode. I don't like it, so I end up manualing the entire thing. This isn't going to be much faster as far as on a clock, but if it works out, I'm going to kill Zaiross and then push the auto button and then not have to mess around with anything else, which, saves me, 15 minutes of screwing around with it every month. So we shall see. I don't think the Zaiross is going to kill me. I didn't really want him to do that, but that'll be nice. That's kind of a worst case scenario there. Him getting his reset off. I keep getting that's the second time Mav stunned the Zaiross, which is nice, but the Zaiross keeps resisting everyone else. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, and it's actually kind of nice that he's doing that in this trial run, because then we know it's not just like a 1 in a million thing that it's going to work. And finally we got Mav not low, and we got that cookie bubble over on the Veromos. I think I'd like to not let him go again. I think he might get one more. Yeah, so he got one more AoE, which did very little. His other one hits much harder. Actually, realistically, I don't want the negative effect of his other one. I don't want him casting that and actually resetting it. But the damage from that isn't so bad, and his auto attack damage into Mav is serious business. Now you'll also notice my stupid Verde is not critting all the time. He's crit capped, it's just that the Akromas have a passive that lowers the chance to be crit for the whole team. So they kind of mess up Verde, or at least reduces efficiency. So now we've got what should be the hardest part of this, 2 Akromas at full life, and we're just going to let this thing go and see what it does. Ideally, the Veromos will stay at 99%, health forever. That way, Cookie's bubble always goes to the Veromos. Invariably, like right now, my Emma will heal the Veromos to full, and then at that point, Cookie's just going to throw his bubble wherever he wants it, which isn't ideal. We want the bubble going on Veromos every time, but at the same time, these Akromas aren't going to one-shot the Veromos, so it's not going to really matter, or at least I hope. If Cookie puts his bubble over on the Mav, Veromos should last long enough to get another turn and get a new fresh bubble. On top of that, we got Emma's heal, who's also putting up a bubble on overheals, which is getting really high uptime because the Akromas are having serious problems dealing with that Cookie bubble. You'll see right there, the Akroma just hit it and didn't even break it. I love this thing. So he's got an Emma bubble on him now, which the second Akroma broke the Emma bubble. Now he's got a Cookie bubble on him. The first one did not break it. Let's see. Cookie refreshed it. I'm curious to see if that bubble will take 2 Akroma hits. They got themselves spaced out a decent amount on their attack bar, and my Cookie is pretty fast, so he's getting that bubble refreshed very well. And this is the basic theory that I'm hoping I will be able to transfer over to Grago on Leo Ragdoll. I've killed Leo Ragdoll on hard, I want to say 3 or 4-ish times, something like that, but I've yet to push the start button and go, sweet, I'm going to go in here and kick the shit out of Leo Ragdoll. Every time it's, I'm going to go in here and waste 3 hours getting destroyed by this shitty floor that I don't know how to deal with. And it's the last floor that I address like that. 199 floors every month, I go in and go, okay, I should win this one first try, unless something really weird happens. That one is just up in the air. Every attempt is brutal and painful. It's my nemesis. But I'm hoping I have some gold with the Cookie Grago combo. And at this point, 1 Akroma's down. This is us. This is the way I'll be doing Akromas from now on. The other thing to keep in mind, again, this is 87 hard. This is as high up as the Akromas can get, so they cannot get any stronger. Now, the one thing that might change with this team eventually is I really want to pull a Khmun, a dark elemental. I still do not have one, so I can't use him, but I really like the idea of using Khmun on a couple of these ToaH floors, mainly this one, and I also think he has Leo Ragdoll potential. But this one in particular, if you can tank it with a Khmun, the Akromas will kill themselves way faster than any amount of damage I can pump out. Without being able to armor break these guys, you just can't do notable damage, even if you bring like a real nuker. And they hit hard enough where they'll kill themselves pretty quickly. I have a friend who has a Khmun, and it's really awesome to watch him do it. He ends up manualing it, and it's very precise. It needs to be. He comes in with a Khmun and a Michelle and his Mav, and he just cycles the shield, the reflect shield and the endure shield from the Khmun with the other two, but it is glorious. The Akromas kill themselves so quickly. It is beautiful. None of this 12-minute fight shit. He comes in here and they just murder themselves to death on that Khmun. At the same time, he's still sweating 1 button / violent proc away from failure, like I've been doing every month on Akroma. Whereas this one, you push the auto button and then you walk away from your phone for 10 minutes and you come back and Akromas are dead. So unless I can get Khmun into an auto team, I won't be doing that all the time, because I would much rather auto it in 12 minutes than manual it in 7 minutes. I do like messing around with stuff though, so if I get a Khmul, I will be bringing him into that floor to see how it goes. Now you'll notice I've got triple defense on my Veromos. You'll get slightly more effective health if you have a mix of hit points and defense, but the Akromas do damage based on enemy hit points, which isn't the end of the world because that doesn't scale against us the same insane way that it scales for us, where like when a Spectre is hitting a boss or a tower and does ridiculous damage. But you also get a secondary effect by stacking defense on Veromos instead of hit points, because the cookie bubble gets amplified by that. The bubble is worth a set amount of hit points based on Cookie's hit points. If you put that on a target with high defense, it has more value. That, with the combination of this thing right here scaling on enemy hit points, made it worthwhile for me to aim for defense. It also didn't cost me anything extra to go that route. My Veromos was speed defense defense for Dragon 10 duo fodder farming, where I'm two-manning it with Emma and Veromos, because again, that amplifies Emma's bubble. And I had to change the slot 2 away from speed anyway, so it was going to cost me the same whether I put hit points or defense on it. I actually put a slightly weaker defense rune on it for the defense, as opposed to a slightly better hit points rune. Alright guys, that about wraps this one up for us. As always, hopefully you enjoyed yourself and or learned something. If you did enjoy yourself, please take the time to hit that like and subscribe button. And on that note, I would like to take a second to thank you guys very much for your support. I'm getting very close to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and that feels amazing. I'm super, super thankful for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. That's about it for today, and see you guys next time.